All right, guys, what's going on? What is happening? Happening. Oh, I better hang on. Do something else. Okay, cool. All right. So, I forget who requested it, but somebody requested that we play North Wing with the Briar trap only as our only 4 trap. Then we can bring whatever else we want. So, what else do we want? So we do not get the we don't get, excuse me. We don't get barricades, so I think we go deep freeze. But we are going to go dart spitter as well, so maybe deep freeze is not as necessary. Or both. But let me make sure I have ice on it, because that's what I would use. Oh, and cannons. We can bring cannons too. Okay. Yeah, and Egan. Okay. Top into North Wing, let's do it. I need the knocker for the stone staff. Do I have that? I don't. Okay. So yeah, Arcane Dragon isn't a bad idea. I think boom barrels are a good idea. I'm not gonna run lasers. So this will basically be our only 4 traps, so I'll probably start by putting it back here. Or even back here, to be honest. You know what? Yeah, we'll just build next to the rift first. We'll build here, and then it'll grow outwards. You know, this will hit everything. And make it take bonus damage to ice, so we'll do that. Let's go ballista. What kind of ballista is this? Physical. Okay. Yeah, we will change that to arcane, will we? Doesn't say we have armored ogres, but I know we do. Okay, but yeah, we'll bring arcane and these guys. No arrow walls. You can do. I guess technically we could do swinging mace. I just don't think that it's good enough. Oh, spike wall. Yeah. We need that. Okay. Could run confusion flower. You know what? Nah, there's a couple of spots here that we would probably use the deep freeze. Like here, for example. And there. Here and here, of course. Instead of this, why don't we run saw blades? I'm thinking we might need to do the butterfly instead, but saw blades should help take care of the smaller dudes, allowing these spike wall to hit the bigger dudes. Now I'm kind of considering Ryasa, hey, what's up? Now I'm kind of considering not doing ice wall. Yeah. Because we're gonna have our ballista and our cannons up here. Our spike walls. And what do we do in these choke points? Now I'm thinking we do this pupper right here. The wall charger. It's pretty good damage. Alright. Let's switch out some of our upgrades. Melifus, what's up? Yeah, the challenge is to play Northwing on Endless, see how far we get with the only floor trap we have is the Briar. See how far we get. And then so we're building for longevity, but that means no barricades, no tar, no flip, none of the good stuff. And I think this loadout is it. I think spike wall is pretty crucial. Okay. So I do one there. All right. I'm gonna do it too. Sounds fun. Yeah, dude. I forget who requested the challenge, but it's been a while, so yeah, here we are. My next challenge is a self-imposed challenge of no HUD. I'll remove the HUD and see how well I do. I was even thinking about having Jen come in and like just pick out my loadout, and I wouldn't know what it was. Then I'd come in and try and play with it. But we'll see. Yes, spread. Spread.
There are enemies in our rift room.
Nice. Get a little bit of spreadage. It's gonna take a little bit for this to kind of spread out there and really get to working, but it'll be there.
Enemies at the rift.
Am I killing them too fast? I might be. So I'll do some boobers. Some boobers. Yeah, that's fine. That'd be fun. Just make sure she actually gives you something. I'm gonna have her read chat and you guys can talk to her. And you guys can tell her what to do.
There are enemies in our rift room. They're almost there. There are enemies in our rift room.
Come on, you gotta spread it that way, man. Or give you Alchem decoy, exactly. Exactly. I mean, it'd probably just be best to do boom barrels here. I guess I could charge her on that inside wall.
More enemies on the way.
Yeah, that's fine. No, the challenge is North Wing, Endless. The only lore trap that you can bring is the Briar trap. So we're gonna go as long as we can, and that's why I brought the spike wall, because we can't do flip or tar or barricades.
They're almost there.
Nice. We need to start spreading that way. We need all these traps back here in the back for our contingency.
There are enemies in our rift room.
We need to spread a little faster.
They're almost there.
Infamous, what's up? What's up? Alright. Okay.
More enemies on the way.
I'll throw chargers up now. By the way, guys. By the way, weird icon. That is a weird icon, yeah. What is that? Which one's that?
Enemies at the rift.
Huh. Where do you get that to happen? Anyways, guys, I need to tell you something. Orcs Must Die Unchained, the board game, is relatively complete and definitely playable as of right now. So, we're gonna get rid of Monkey Monday, and we're gonna put that. We're gonna put the board game in on Sunday, get rid of Monkey Monday, and what we do on Sundays right now for the extra tower defense games, we're gonna move that to Monday.
They're almost there.
This is my plan. But this Monday, we're gonna do a long balloons day. Long balloons day this Monday. Since it's a holiday, and I have like the whole day off. It'll be basically like a whole day of balloons. All right, for this one, yeah, we're gonna do charger. I wonder. That's not really that great. That's probably not so great either. Oh, even worse. Okay, I won't worry about spending money there then. Let's do the boom barrel. Yeah, it's fine. The game's already available on tabletop. Tabletop Simulator, yes. It's not available. It's not, you know, actually released, but it will be soon. On Tabletop Simulator, yeah. I have been helping out a little bit with it, as has quite a few other people. Some people that you've seen in our community, and some in the tabletop community. I've been, you know, pitching in and doing some stuff, so it is going good, and I'm excited about it. I was gonna make a video today, and I still will. It'll just be I'll make it after this, and I can even show you guys. Yeah, we can do it at the end of the stream. How about that? Let's do it at the end of the stream. Oh, Moneybags comes out at 5, huh? Forgot about that. I was gonna make a video, but I fell asleep. I was so tired. You know, I gotta be honest. I was just really, really tired. So.
Enemies at the rift.
This is going to be a video showcasing like the rules and a little bit about the game. Maybe I should. I want to say maybe I should have done butterflies, but I don't think that's any better than what I've got.
There are enemies in our rift room.
Yeah. I just don't think so. Now we can fight back here and be totally fine with actually attacking them.
Enemies at the rift.
It looks like they, due to the way the briar spreads, it almost looks like they hang out on the inside more than the outside. Jeez, quite peculiar. Okay, that's good. Start getting some of them old boom barrels up. Maybe I should do ballista first. Nah, not yet. Still gotta get past all the small dudes. There we go. I'll take the free cash, Buster.
Enemies at the rift.
Ah, first troll.
Enemies in our rift room.
Nice.
Enemies at the rift. They're almost there.
And Le Ugre. Okay, he's dead.
More enemies on the way.
That doesn't actually get stuck, does it? We'll have to check it. How many briars so far? I only placed one, but it's expanded quite a bit.
There are enemies in our rift room.
Oh, you know, I'm not sure if I went with bleed or stun on the... I think I went stun on the wall spikes. I'm pretty sure I did.
Enemies at the rift.
Yeah, they like to hang out on the inside, huh? A whole group of them are just rolling up on the inside. Gonna make this one a little tricky.
There are enemies in our rift room.
Mountain troll already? Come on.
They're almost there.
Alright, well, yeah, mountain troll already. Okay. Hopefully the ballistas will help out.
Enemies in our rift room.
They know better than go near the wall of death, yeah. We're gonna do some freeze as well. There we go. Oof, ballista misses. This may not actually last super long, and I thought it would. So either way, we'll do the tabletop stuff after. Let's do it after this, no matter what happens. I'll showcase it. It's pretty sweet.
There are enemies in our rift room. They're almost there.
I say that because looking at it, I'm just not sure how long we can make it.
Enemies at the rift.
Well, I guess what I haven't been doing is putting dart spitters, so maybe that's part of it for sure. All right, once we fill this ceiling with dart spitters, we might be okay for a while. Because that'll really help on the big guys. I could even get rid of those boom barrels in the back and then put some more stuff up front. That should be all right.
There are enemies in our rift room.
Hammer, carapace, and other trinkets, or am I misremembering? On Endless? Yeah, I don't remember.
Enemies at the rift.
So you're saying Endless on a melee only build? Maybe I did. I don't remember. I can always do it again. We did in co-op. Oh yeah, that may have been a co-op thing. Yeah. I mean, hammer's not bad. Have you done the wave 25 no trap challenge for Endless? Have I done wave 25 no traps? No, I don't think so. I do not think so.
There are enemies in our rift room.
No traps, huh? Is that possible? Combine that with the hammer challenge? I probably would honestly bring the hammer for it. Yeah. Since ballistas have more range, I think I might put all the ballistas in the middle and on the outside put all the snow cannons. If we get into the go break, I'll try and remember to do that.
Enemies at the rift.
Whoever use of the scroll in 5 school doesn't mean no lives lost, right? Well, you'd have to. I mean, would it even be fun to do that? Because you would want to wait for the scroll to be off cooldown, right? Like you'd kind of want to wait like up through a lot of the like a lot of the wave. You'd have to kind of like stall the wave as much as you can to get the scroll back. So that would take a lot of time, right? Maybe. What about the flip trap only challenge? You can only bring flip traps, nothing else. No weapon, no nothing. Save scroll for mountain trolls. Yeah. Yeah, with all these guys, you'd be able to wind belt them over the edge. For the ogres, you could probably headshot them. And trolls as well. You can bring weapons, so you could do like longbow, headshot, stone staff, that sort of thing. So yeah, I could see that. I could see that. The wave 13, if I remember from there, was pretty sweaty. Ah, yeah. Well, remind me to do that maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Actually, I think I should put that spike roll over. That way, if I put a wall charger there, it'll get some use. Because a wall charger in that corner ain't gonna get no use. Alright, you redeemed the challenge. Oh, I should have put saw blades down there, actually. Alrighty then. Alright, let me, let me go write that down on my challenge board. One sec. You said hammer and trinket endless? Which trinket? Oh, sorry, yeah. The carapace. Okay, hammer and carapace. I'll add that in there. Only hammer? Oof. I don't think we'll be able to beat 25 if it's only hammer. But I guess that's not the point. The point is to get as far as you can, right? And just beating one wave is technically beating it. It won't last very long, though. So I can do one with the hammer as my only weapon and do one with the hammer as my other weapon. That ain't gonna last very long.
Enemies at the rift.
I'm now beginning to think I should have brought butterflies for one particular reason. Because these saw blades will actually fly off the map over this railing. They don't stick on the railing. They stick on the... They bounce on the railing back in the back. Not up in the front. That's a good point, Ryasa. I can't kill with the stone staff. That actually means, technically, if I'm being technical, that only mode of killing is the hammer, which means I can damage with other things and then use the hammer to kill. You know, technically. So. It was looking a little bit more dicey until I put those dart spitters up there. And now it's not as dicey. Hammer and trinkets only. Right. That's true. Okay. So hammer and trinkets only. That's totally fine. We'll go as long as we can. And we'll see if we beat the challenge or not. And then if, well, obviously we're going to technically beat it because we'll beat wave 1. And then after that, since it'll be a short one, we can also do just no traps at all. So the challenge for this one, Edward Laser, is the only floor trap we can bring is this Briar trap here that we have, which spreads as enemies take damage. It's the only floor trap we're allowed, so no barricades, no tar, no flip, nothing else, no archers. Anything that we can put on the ceiling or walls is allowed, but nothing for the floors other than this Briar trap. You should be able to get far. Probably not super far, to be honest. Because we don't really have a great way of stalling for that challenge. We don't have a great way of stalling armored ogres and mountain trolls. For that one, I'm going to do it on Great Room and see how far we get. Your Briar main? Oh, that's funny. Like a League of Legends thing. Or just, I don't know, a video game thing, I guess. Main something. Yeah, it's okay, but it's not as good as Barricade, Tar, and Flip. You get much farther with Barricade, Tar, Flip. Briar, Archer, Auto Ballista, and the rest accessories. Yeah, and Archers are good now, too. Archers behind Briar helps them spread because it keeps enemies on it longer. The scroll for them would work, yes, but you'd have to clump them up though. My point is like this ogre here is there, that ogre's back there, and so the enemies will be spread apart. You don't have a way to clump them up as you do with the stone staff. Because I can stone staff and then sit there and wait, and stone staff, sit there and wait. But with the hammer, you don't have a stun, so they'll just walk through, and if they trickle in, then you're going to be losing rift points. For all the big guys, ogres and mountain trolls and regular trolls, like anyone can make it through. You won't have headshots and stuff. Jar Ghost, yeah, but I mean, then you're bouncing Jar Ghost, and I mean that's true. Yeah, I mean we'll do it. I just don't think that we're gonna get it very far. I mean, I've been wrong before. We could get really far. Who am I to say that dreams can't be dreams, you know? Who am I to say? Be Juggle Fest, yeah. It will be. Sure. Alright, so we need to raise that. Raise that. There we go. Still need to sell these boom barrels in the back. For now. I can replace them later, but I need to get these low ceiling spots kind of filled in. Well, this was, initially I thought this was going to take longer, or take not as long as it is taking, but we seem to be doing fine right now, so perhaps I was wrong in assuming. Love the tactics in this game. Yeah, it is a tactical game. Yeah, you're right. It is pretty cool.
There are enemies in our rift room.
Oh, that's true. I did forget about the Cyclops trinket. But they have to attack you, and eventually they won't. I mean, yeah, well, like I said, we'll see. I'll do my best. I want to put this here. Yeah, okay. That's what I want to do. Oh, and sell these, right. Also, once they're officially done updating the game, our Briar's spread as far as it's going to spread. Once they're officially done updating the game, I want to do another Wave 1000 run on quick paths and see if we can make it again. It might have to be like over Christmas, that kind of thing. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe it's easier, maybe it's harder, maybe it's doable. I don't know if they're going to come up with another patch or another update. I'm assuming they still will, but I don't know.
enemies on the way.
Ooh. Yeah, you're right. The first 25 waves, they should be attacking us. That's true. But we'll see. Won't drive it that fast, I think, too. Yeah. They kind of confirmed some sort of roadmap, but don't know if it's for this game. Yeah, I don't know what they're in reference to with that tweet. Because everybody has pointed out that they've opened a job opportunity for like a game designer or something for a JRPG, which could be Orcs related, and I think it would make sense for it to be Orcs related if they're the ones making it. But they have also in the past assisted other game developers with their games to make money on the side. So it could just be one of those things. And the roadmap, maybe the roadmap is just going to take a while. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I kind of wish I knew, and you know, they would never tell us, but I kind of wish I knew where on the level of success Orcs Must Die 3 was compared to what it needed to be. You know, how much money did they put into it, and how much money did they make out of it overall? And what that looks like as far as a roadmap.
Enemies in our rift room.
You know. We may never know.
More enemies on the way.
We're gonna do a game. That's the only thing we've confirmed. That response to tweets. Cryptic at best. Yeah. Well, like I said, I don't even. It could just be not even for a robot game. It could be for somebody else's game. Time shall tell. What did they get hit by?
They're almost there.
Is that TNT Arch? I don't remember TNT Arch or something. I guess there has to be. Wasn't an ogre grenadier, so it must have been. Yeah, yeah. Now, see, if I really wanted to choose this challenge, I would make a new account. I would, and then I would like bug out the trinket in slot shift 1 and be able to use it without it actually taking up my loadout spot. But that's a lot of work. But that is a lot of work.
More enemies on the way.
So first couple waves were a little shaky. Once we got these dart spitters up, let me tell you, they are a savior. Briar's okay, but it falls off pretty quick. It's cheap though, you know, and then it's good at what it does. So, tell me guys, it's Memorial Day weekend, what are your plans? What are your plans for this long weekend? Assuming that you have Memorial Day where you're at, which would probably only be in America. Chaos, good old MD3, man, for sure, for sure. We got a surprise at the end of this stream. We got a surprise for everybody. I've already kind of ruined it for a lot of people, but it's going to be the Orcs Must Die Unchained board game. We're going to give it a look over to get you guys excited about it. And that'll be really cool. And in that, I'll make the video that I need to make for it. But I'll start. Jen and I on Sunday are going to go to hopefully we go out for a bike ride, you know, motorcycles. We both have a motorcycle. But we're gonna go out to a strawberry farm and pick strawberries. I have never been to a strawberry farm. But we're gonna go. So we'll see. My dad is a retired Army vet, so we're going to hit all the places that give out free discounted food. Nice, hell yeah, dude. That's the way to do it. Hey, free food's the best food, man. That's what I tell my boss all the time. Every time there's free food, it's always the best food. Even if it isn't that great, it's still the best. So that's cool. Should be a lot of strawberries. I'm sure there will be. It's up north in some kind of farmland in Kearney, Missouri. Working overtime tonight, then to Missouri to the family farm for a few days at Kiddo. That's some calves born. She's excited for a new baby cow. Cool, dude. Ooh. I've never been into the farm life, or I've never, like, you know, experienced the farm life, but that's pretty neat. Although I will say my memory, and I don't know if this was just a dream I had at some point, but my memory, first of all, my memory's not that great, but my dad and my mom, like, said that this didn't happen, but I very clearly remember, like, riding a four-wheeler when I was a kid. Adolescent, teenager, something. I don't remember how old I was. And we were on a farm, and I accidentally let a bunch of cows out of the pasture. Like, they were, like, in a group, and I, like, opened the gate and let them out. I could have dreamed it, and as a kid thought it was real, and then kind of remembered it as real. But I could have sworn it happened, and my parents said, no, that didn't happen. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure we were all there. We had to leave because I did that. But anyways. Baby animals are better than baby humans? Yeah. Yeah. Baby humans can be kind of funny, though. They can be kind of funny. You know. I think animals are better than humans, but when it comes to baby animals being better than baby humans, I mean, you have the difference, right? So animals, humans, and then as it gets younger in age, they kind of like start matching up into their babiness as far as like their enjoyment. If they're somebody else's kids, if they're your kids, easily not, right? Because then you have to clean up after them and take care of them and stuff like that. But, like, you know, watching a funny video with, like, a kid or something is just as enjoyable as watching a video with, like, a you know, a younger pet.
Enemies at the rift.
Monday is on-call only tickets, and I am on call, so I'm sure we'll get paid. Oof, yikes. Yeah. I had the opportunity to work somewhere where I'd be on call, and I chose not to, because then I wouldn't be able to do this as much. Although it was quite the pay raise from what I'm making. I just couldn't do it to you guys, right? It would be going in on weekends, and it was just too much of a commitment. And I just didn't think it was in my best interest or in your best
More
interest.
enemies on the way.
So nothing as long as I am 15 minutes within a PC. Right. There's gonna be full strawberries, dude. Heck yeah, dude. Because they opened the strawberry farm this weekend, and you can buy tickets to go throughout the week. So we're gonna get the best of the best because we're going on Sunday. It opens on Saturday, so depending on how many people they have, we may not, you know,
There are
get the
enemies
best of the
on our
best because you know Saturday's already gonna be there, but we'll see. Alright, my stream. That's right. So I need you guys to make up the difference that I lost in payment by donating lots and lots of money. The difference was about 20,000 a year, so y'all need to pull out them wallets. Sacrifice $20,000 a year for you. Nah, well, it was 20,000 a year more than I make, but that wasn't the only reason. It was just one of those things where I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. It's not like super challenging, but it can be. Yeah, I don't know. You work for Bezos. That's true. That's true. And we all know Bezos doesn't pay his employees very much. We've heard that about Amazon. My job is set hours, but some free for all overtime. Single parenting locks flexibility. Yeah, for sure, for sure. You know, and I used to work for T-Mobile, and they had free for all overtime, and I really enjoyed that, actually. I really enjoyed working with T-Mobile, even though they didn't pay me as much as I'm getting paid now. Again, by a significant margin. I guess not as big of a margin as what I was offered, but it was A, work from home, and B, the overtime was, you could do a lot with the overtime. Like, you could pick your own, almost pick your own hours. So, it was really cool. Because they just had so many people working, and they're like, you know, what do you want to work? And it's not often, and 24/7 establishment as well, so it's not often that you get to make those decisions. And then the overtime, they just say, plenty of overtime possibilities, and they were right. They didn't even lie to you. Like most places will lie to you about stuff like that, but they definitely didn't. It was a lot of overtime opportunities for sure. How about I pay you an NFT of a blank pick that's totally worth that much? Yeah, there you go. All you gotta do is hype it up and get people to want to buy it for that much. I just need a Quincy NFT. Then I'm set for life. So guys are still slipping into the back, unfortunately. They are slipping into the back here. However, rarely, not very many of them. Always someone. There is always someone. Very, very true. Very true.
There are enemies in our rift room.
Well, I'll tell you, I have been watching for a good portion of my workday has been listening or watching to the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial. What are you guys' thoughts on it? Unless you're part of the jury, that's 7 or 9 people. I don't want to taint the jury, but unless you guys don't care, which I think most people don't. Because they only had about 1.2 million people consecutively watching on the Law and Crime Network, and probably a total of somewhere around 3 or 4 million unique viewers at one time for the trial that was streamed on YouTube. I guess that doesn't really include Twitch or Facebook or anything, but I imagine the numbers are less everywhere else. Quincy NFT is better than Bored Ape NFT. Exactly. Exactly. We should make an Orcs Must Die cryptocurrency called Coin. And then we should sell it to unsuspecting people, get them to buy it, and then here's the best plan of all. You ready? Then we sell it once it gets to a certain amount all at once and make a lot of money. It's a pretty genius idea. I'm the only person who's ever thought of it, and I should patent that idea too. Easy. Right, easy. And I can fund my orc killing habits with that, you know. That's all I'm saying, guys. All we have to do is we just think of it like as like pumping, you know, we pump it like up, like you'd pump cement up into a tall building, and then we would dump it like you're dumping cement into a tall building. I'm gonna call it the pump and dump. Yeah, it sounds pretty ingenious to me. I don't know what could go wrong. You could literally fund Home Depot. Better yet, you know, I always think to myself, what would I do if I won the lottery? And the answer to that is I would pump and dump. It might catch on. Yeah, exactly. I always thought what I would do is I would actually pay robots to bring Orcs Must Die Unchained back. It would be an Unchained thing. I'd give him like half of it. If my winnings were 250 million, half of it, robot, here you go. Alright, people, make the game. Make the game great again. You know? That's what I would do. And if I only won like, you know, 2-4 million bucks, give it all to him. I don't need it. Money depreciates in value, so 2 to 4 million now might be like $2 to $4 later, in which case it wouldn't make much sense unless I invested it, which I'm kind of not smart enough to do that. So, dude, honestly saying, yeah, it'd be awesome. It would be awesome. I guess it would be technically an investment because I would invest it in robot. But I wouldn't invest it for monetary purposes. I would invest it so they could make the game. I wouldn't require anything back. Oh yeah, I could just own robot. But I don't know anything about running a business. I'd probably run into the ground. Unless I just like purchased 51% of the shares. And then just didn't actually do any over-the-top management. Huh, yeah, maybe. And I would just let everybody who's in on. But then they would have less of an incentive to do well because they wouldn't own as much of the company as they own right now. So I don't know. Right, just let them keep doing what they're doing. Right. But yeah, but then my point stands. That may not work out. Well, you know, who knows? Ah, Mr. Moneybags. Mr. Moneybags is a boss in the Orcs Must Die Unchained board game, and he does 10 rift points, which the maximum rift points you have is 10. So if Moneybags gets into your rift, it's an insta-death, by the way. Which is kind of a weird thing from the game rules. I mean, you could make your own rules, but kind of a weird thing that he's never done damage to rifts, but all of a sudden, in the board game, he does. Wonder if they were, because this was before Unchained was released, so I'm wondering if they were going to do that in Unchained at some point. Make Moneybags cost rift points. Don't know. They aren't as stressed for time. Exactly. Yeah, they could definitely reach into the deep pockets of the industry and grab the best of the best talents and pay them lots and lots of lucrative monies and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, if I was to own Robot, I'd just go around and just high five everybody every day, and I don't know. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know the first thing about owning a company or business or anything, so I would really just be there for moral support.
There are enemies in our rift room.
And I would make sure that everybody has what it is they need to be successful as they can be. We're almost done with the ice dart spitters. I mean, that's a wish upon a dream, but we're almost done with the dart spitters, so that's good. Skadoosh. Kill streaks are pretty okay money. Not the best money, but money. So I'm gonna let the people know what they're doing to their job. First, we'll have a coffee machine. You know, surprisingly, I don't actually drink coffee. I don't even like coffee. I don't even like the smell of coffee. I go to the coffee aisle in the grocery store, and I'm like, yeah, you know, it's just not good. You know, I don't know how people drink coffee, to be honest. This may discourage a lot of you, but I mean, still, you know. Yeah. No, let me read you a passage. Passage real quick. What is the other one?
Enemies at the rift.
Oh no. Okay. That wasn't that one. Leadership traits, leadership. Oh, wait, what? Principles. All right, let me read you guys a passage here
There are enemies in our
from.
rift room.
Oh, freaking this mountain troll, dude! What the heck are you doing? What are you doing? He might have to go through. Yeah, he's going through. All right,
They're entering the rift.
first one down. Okay. Let me read you one. Now, where the heck is it? All right. Rule 1 of the Mountain didn't take over. Have a Mountain Dew machine. Yes. We would have a Mountain Dew machine. Except, it would only be out there during
Almost there.
the years of Baja Blast. As of right now, I'm not drinking any soda or like any other liquids but water, with the exception of milk that I have. I have this like powdered stuff called Huel. Somebody in chat had told me about it, and it's actually pretty good. That tastes good, but it's supposedly good for you. But it's convenient, and I use chocolate milk with it because the flavor is just too much for water for me. So I do that. But let me read you guys a passage here. This is talking about Melephus. What you said. Let the people know what they're doing. What they are doing, do their job. So, you can all learn from this passage of scripture here that I'm about to read for you all. Number 1, know yourself and seek self-improvement. Number 2, well, they got the list in the wrong order, but we'll just go with their list because they're all there, but it's in the wrong order. Okay, so number 1, know yourself and seek self-improvement. It's the first thing you can do. Number 2, be technically and tactically proficient. Okay. Number 3, you got to know your Marines and look out for their welfare. And in this case, it would apply to employees. Or you know, fellow employees. Number 4, keep your Marines informed, this would again go to your employees. So keep your employees informed. Number 5, set the example. Okay, that's a pretty big one. Number 6, ensure the task is understood, supervised, and accomplished. Okay, so you tell them what you want them to do or what you want them to accomplish, and then you make sure you answer every single question, and don't just blow it off. Number 7, train your Marines as a team or your employees as a team. Number 8, make sound and timely decisions. Okay, we like somebody that can't make a decision, because the minute that somebody needs you to make a decision and you don't, is the minute you start putting that burden on somebody else, and that's not a good thing. Not a good look. This medium orc's gonna need to die. There we go. All right, next one is develop a sense of responsibility among your subordinates. Meaning you task people with things to do, and then you check up on them from earlier. And so you give them responsibility, and then you appreciate the actions they took to achieve that responsibility. Employ in your command in accordance with its capabilities. So you don't have your position or your overall group, whether you're the CEO of a company or just like a manager of a department, you don't have your department do things that you know it will fail or that you know it cannot do. And then lastly, seek responsibility and take responsibility for your actions. That might be the biggest one. So there you go. There are your rules to live by for everyone. Died. My coworkers are like, how do you do this without coffee? Spite. Well, listen. I'll jump back onto the Mountain Dew once Baja Blast comes out, and that's kind of my, what do you call it? That's my, that is my self-imposed life challenge, is to not consume those sugary drinks and such until Baja Blast comes out, and that way it's only for a limited amount of time, right? Because I just noticed that first of all, it saves a lot of money. Okay. First of all, second of all, it's just not that good for you to drink a lot of sugary drinks and sodas like I have been doing in the past, and I felt like I just needed to make that change, and it's a good change to make, I guess. I don't necessarily feel any better or worse. I think I don't have headaches as often, but like today I had a pretty bad headache and I fell asleep, and I'm good now. But I think that may have been caused by a lack of enough sleep. So Taco Bell does have Baja Blast, and I will be getting Baja Blast at Taco Bell more often once I get back onto the wagon. So I'm off the wagon. And then during the duration of Baja Blast in cans, I'm back on the wagon, and then I'm going to get off of it again once it leaves store shelves. Unless an executive of Mountain Dew is watching this, and then decides that they want me to buy a lot of Mountain Dew year round, and they leave it on the store shelves forever. In which case, well played. You got me. Taco Bell's the only time I drink Baja Blast, and I only eat there like once a month. Listen. Baja Blast is the Taco Bell. Basically, when you get Baja Blast, you're not washing down the food with the Baja Blast. You're washing down the Baja Blast with the food. It's that good. Tried the can Baja Blast and it wasn't the same. It's not always. Most of the time, it's still the same syrup and stuff, but it's not always. And I'll be honest, even in Taco Bell, it's a little bit hit and miss from time to time, because what you'll have is a misrepresentation of the amount of syrup versus the amount of carbonation, and you can get really, really carbonated drink with a little bit of syrup, and it's just not very good at all. It's a little bit hit and miss both ways. That's true. It's kind of the same with a lot of drinks. Even Mountain Dew, if I go to like a Chinese buffet or something, the Mountain Dew from the fountain just doesn't taste that good. It doesn't taste like real Mountain Dew, so. But I think you can have that. I think you can have that same experience with most soft drinks. Maybe not something like Sprite, because there's really not a lot that goes into Sprite. But I digress. Okay. I'm not sure what else or what next I need to build. I think spike walls. And that'll stagger some of these big guys. Yeah, I think we just need to go spike walls all the way around. So let me get rid of these. Start getting those up. So we're gonna go here, 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 here. One more. Oh, dang it, I need to put those up. I'm an idiot. Can I? Yes, that one up. That one up. And that one up? Yes, that one up. Okay. But a terrible sprite before because of what you described. Yeah. Well, maybe you can get it wrong. Yeah. No, I definitely. It's just so depressing when you get a drink that's like. It's just not that good because. You know, because of the. Because of the mixed match of syrup and carbonation. It's just so depressing, you know. But anyways. Ryan was curious if you ever used Google Stadia anymore. Was really tempted when OMD 3 wasn't exclusive but passed. Yeah, no, I forgot. One of the things I want to do, and this is if I remember to do it, is to do a Stadia Where Is It Now ? For Orcs Must Die 3. Because I've done one of those before, where I played on Stadia after Steam had been out for a little bit. I need to revisit that. But no, I don't really have a reason to play on Stadia anymore. You know, if I didn't have a good enough computer, like if I had like a 500 series graphics card or something like low end, that would cost you like $300, or if I got my computer at Fisher Price that I, bargained with a toddler for or something, then yeah, maybe.
There are enemies in our rift room.
Oh. Then maybe I would, but yeah, good point. I know that Behemoth still plays on Stadia, pretty sure.
They're almost there.
Oh, what? Oh, I missed one. I'm looking 3 times in a row and the memory's tainted. Ah, yes. Yes. And that causes, that causes it to be a bit on the depressing side for sure. Okay. I think we're going to now do lots of boom barrels. Perhaps I should do boom barrels in here, though. Where things kind of get frozen right around each other. Perhaps. Yeah, these will roll right in here for now. Good. We'll add some damages. See you later, nerd. So I think Stadia exists for a reason, and there definitely is a good reason to have it, but it just doesn't matter for me in my situation. And I think for a lot of people that's going to be true for about 5 years. And then Stadia is probably going to pick up. And then become more of a thing.
Enemies at the rift.
But it'll take years to get there. And I say that because one of the things that game developers would most likely incorporate within their idea of design, one of the decisions they would make, is what kind of platforms can this video game use? And if your answer is a major corporation server room, then all of a sudden you can make your game really, really heavy, while at the same time not limiting your player base, if your player base plays on a large corporation server, to do all their processing and all of their graphics and everything. So you'll have that option to make your game very, very powerful. But for right now, people have their computers that way because that's just kind of the way the industry has gone for a while. So, yeah. Just my thoughts on it, you know, my predictions. We talked about possible special upgrades for a bunch of other traps. What would be for Briar? Yeah, for the special, I would like it, because specials are going to be on always, right? You don't have to choose between that or something else. I would like Briar to also slow. Or if they wanted to add a new mechanic in the game, or at least a new, like, partial mechanic in the game, something that we haven't seen yet, it would be to add the special upgrade saying that enemies that are launched take double the double damage. That'd be kind of cool, too. Because that's not, you know, the double damage is in the game, but if they take double the double damage, then you'd be increasing what fall damage, or what the airborne enemies take by a significant amount. But only double the double damage to the trap itself, not in general. It does already slow, yes, but I would want it to bleed. Bleed doesn't slow by default. It kind of makes sense to bleed, right? So that's what I would probably what I would do there. All right, here we go. This is wave 40. It's another threshold of crowd control reduction that these guys have received. Hoping it might be over soonish. We'll see. We'll see. Ouch.
They're almost there.
Well, that guy's getting through.
There are enemies in our rift room.
Alright, cool. Yes, I wonder if Stadia didn't exist, would there be an OMD3 at all, or anything further in the series? No. If Stadia did not exist, there would be no OMD3 at all. It would not exist without Stadia. Stadia had to happen in order for Orcs Must Die 3 to come about. We know that somebody, we're not sure who, somebody at Google had requested, it could have been somebody lower in the chain or somewhere in the middle of the chain, probably in the middle of the chain, would have requested when Google Stadia was conceptualized, they requested for Orcs Must Die 3 to be part of the exclusivity deal to have on Google Stadia, which is good for Google Stadia. It was one of the first games that Google Stadia had, which is how you would know that it was probably somebody that was a fan of the franchise that got it to be, you know, on the platform. Yeah, spike walls are a good idea here. We could do nah, we don't want to do vertical. I mean, it's a little bit of speculation, but at the same time, like, it just makes sense with how everything's lined up. Yeah, I think Google pretty much paid for the game itself. Robot was still technically around. They hadn't, like, I don't think Robot like declared bankruptcy or anything like that. So they were still around, but they were working on like other people's games. And they were doing other projects. They weren't doing like Orcs Must Die stuff. They did some hero something game. They have it on their Discord, on the Robots Discord, not the Orcs Must Die Discord. I played a little bit of it. It's just not my style. Which is kind of interesting because actually I think that's a bit of an RPG. That game they have. Maybe it's more like a puzzle game. I guess it's a lot of a puzzle game. you don't like have loot or anything. I think. Now I'm starting to not remember what exactly all went into it. But anyways, butterflies makes a huge. Yeah, I'm beginning to see that. I probably should have done butterflies. You know, the saw blades are a good-ish idea, but I mean, because the butterflies will reach, you know, farther than a lot of traps. So, well, no, it won't reach farther out than the wall chargers. I need the wall chargers there for some upfront damage that I can't provide myself. Ready, Set, Heroes, that's what it is, yeah. Yeah. I played a little bit of it and I got stuck on a puzzle and I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh, come on, dude. I'm not very good at puzzles, though. If you're not aware, I have 2 more channels. I don't really talk about them very much, but one of them I play other games, like other style of games, like Majesty, the Fantasy Kingdom Sim is on there. I put what's it called? I don't remember. There's some 4X game that I play that I put on there. Right now I'm doing Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, and that one's got some puzzles in it, and every time I reach a puzzle, I pretty much always have to Google it. You know, like there's like a piece of paper that talks like in riddles about like what button to press in what order, and I'm just like, click, 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 click. Oh, my whole party's dead because I messed it up. Great. And instead of just doing that until I get it, because you know, nobody actually likes reading. Everybody who reads and says they like it are just trying to impress everyone around them. And so, yeah, I just look it up. You have butterflies over the charger. Oh, really? Over the charger, huh? I think the charger would be better because you can stack up a bunch of them in the end, and if you had a mountain troll, because you're not going to get late game. So I would think that maybe chargers are better, but maybe not. Maybe not. I mean, the most important thing is the high start spitters, for sure. And a little bit of bramble to help out. And the blue barrels just make too much sense. Okay. And those all get reset, we'll see what happens. This is the struggles of boom barrels. Ouch. Well, maybe we won't see what happens. Alrighty then. No, Armadoga, no. I mean, yeah, okay. I'll take it. Oh, God.
They're almost there.
Sheesh. Come back to me. Come back. Ay, ay, ay.
Enemies and I'll rip through.
Ah. That mountain troll ain't dying no time down there insane.
Enemies at the rift.
What are you doing? Yeesh. Maybe I should have brought the oh, he's actually stuck. Okay, good.
Almost there.
No, 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 no. I don't think so. Little good pal. No, dang it. We should have brought the empty rift scroll.
There are enemies and I'll rip through.
Oh, come here, come here, come here. Yes, get the shock shift. Okay. That's pretty good. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna go open the windows, getting a little bit warm in here.
They're almost there.
That was a money bag wave. No, stop, no. Yeah. Don't do it.
Enemies at the rift.
Oh no. Yeah, see you later, nerd. Yeah, he's getting through. All right, guys, it's all falling apart now. It's about that time for it to all fall apart. Oh, hey, look at that. We're still alive. Wave 46. Kind of regret the snow cannon. Yeah, same. The problem is it misses, right? Like, it'll be good if I could weave them, like weave them in and out, and then it would like shoot in the area, and then they would like get flipped into it or something. But without being able to use barricades to kind of weave them in and out of the lane, they keep missing. And that's why I'm not using them right now. I'm like focused on other things because yikes. Not really working out here. I'd rather have all this damage right here. Glorious. Oh, so glorious. Glorious. Oh, so glorious. Nice. Indeed, nice. Gotta love the boom barrels, dude. Welcome to the pit of death. Got him. You already got 5 skills, so everything else is bonus. That's a good point. Oh, I'm surprised that ogre didn't die, though. Skadooch. Alright, we just need 2 more. Hopefully, y'all don't think I'm insane for appreciating the explosive powers of the boom barrels. You know what'd be kind of cool is if there's like a game theory on the actual explosion of what a real boom barrel would be, or some kind of like Mythbuster. I don't know. You know, some kind of, you know, robot could do that actually. They could like try and get like an explosive expert to like show how good a boom barrel would actually be at killing orcs. That would be sick, dude. Oh my god. Maybe I should run robot. That'd be kind of sick, man. Really for that, yeah. Yeah. Too late. As long as you don't report me to the barrels are alive authority, then I think we'll be fine. Come attack me, troll, and meet your demise. You all shall meet your demise. Think it hurts their eardrums? Probably does. I have fired many rounds without wearing my ear protection properly. Don't tell my senior drill instructor. Or my range coach. But boy, oh boy, have I ever. Stuff gets kind of loud, you know? I always wonder if I'm going to lose my hearing at the age of 50. Or 60 even. Or maybe even 70. But so far, I think I have pretty good, ah, dang it. Yeah, sometimes they goof up their trajectory, and they end up, you know, prematurely exploding. Maybe I should just get rid of, like, the middle two? Maybe. some back here.
Enemies on the way.
I reported you to Orcs or People 2 group. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Fight me, Oga. Oh, so also, in case you guys don't know, which I'm pretty sure everybody here in chat knows, but I have been working on mods. One of the mods I'm working on right now, or sort of working on, I mean, I'm involved in a few things here, but one of the things I would like to get finished is a mod for well, I'm trying to get all the balloons difficulty modified like stuff, trying to get all that stuff into Orcs. And one of the things I'm having a hard time with is finding coin made per wave, so I can make a mod doing Orcopolis. I have how to get part-time to 0 seconds, but to remove the wave, I'm not, or the wave money, I'm not sure about. But if you are interested in modding, there's a modding community, and I highly suggest you check it out and get into modding yourself. It's a lot of fun. Kind of tedious sometimes, but you know, nobody's ever said modding wasn't tedious. We are struggling for sure. Yikes. Yeah. It is pretty glorious, it just doesn't do enough damage, man. Come on, man. Come on. Yeah, alright, alright. For the Orcs in different balloons. Yes, exactly. Now I've got the double HP Moab. I have it instead of Moabs. It's very heavy enemies, ogres, trolls, armored ogres, that sort of thing. Double HP. And then I have you know, Earth Lords, Fire Lords, that sort of thing. Then I have another one that's out in the Steam Workshop for half cash, which is technically just double cost of everything. And you know, half cash is maybe my least favorite mode in balloons, but it's like one of the easiest ones to mod. So. And in doing so, I found out, I didn't know this before, I found out that heroes like Zelzador have different attributes in regular game versus Scramble. For whatever reason, Zelzador has like 200 health less in Scramble. And then I think Mongrefell is like less speed or something like that. Just kind of weird. And then Gorbash is less damage in Scramble as well. It's just some like some interesting modifiers there. I would never have guessed would be a thing. But yeah, there it is. Alright, and let's reset everything. Okay. Yeah, I think I wish I would have maybe done the Jar Ghost, but for sure done the Empty Wrist Scroll. Oh, they may have prematurely popped over there because of the snow cannons, perhaps. Yes, perhaps.
More enemies on the way.
No. I guess to balance the fact that they possibly come out every wave to make me to deal with. I'm guessing, yeah. But they just didn't. It's not much, you know. Like the amount they changed, it really isn't a lot. They did change it.
Enemies at the rift.
Oh, baby. Oh man. Oh man. We're getting to that time, dude. It's wave 50, which means they have an extra extra 20% crowd control reduction. And right now they are at 40% crowd control reduction. Last wave they were at 30. No, sorry. What did I? Last wave they were at.
Our rift is failing.
No, they're at 60% crowd control reduction. Last wave they were at 40% crowd control reduction. That's what I meant to say. So yeah, there was no way we were beating that. All right, guys. Northwing completed. 49 waves. You probably could make it farther with butterflies, perhaps, and maybe the empty rift scroll for sure. But I don't know how much farther after 50 you'd make it without flip traps and tar and barricades. But there you go. There's Northwing. 8.3 million score, 49 waves, 5 goals, of course, with 9 bonus. Neato. 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 All right. Also, even a little bit helps in the long run. Yes. Because, you know, without flips, I just don't have any way to, like, kick the big guys off the map. So, you know. And yes, I haven't 5-schooled Secret Fortress yet on Endless. I have played it on Endless before whenever we had it modded. And I haven't 5-schooled these technically either. Well, I did these two on co-op. That's why there's no score. But, yeah. So, you know, maybe we can do that tomorrow, actually. We can run through the Endless that we haven't done. Okay. All right. Are you guys ready for this? Are you guys ready for this? Wow, cool background. Hey, thanks, man. All right, so Tabletop Simulator, here we go. Let me show you. Now, the thing I'm about to show you, the tabletop thing I'm about to show you, isn't actually the most recent version, but it's the most recent version I have, and I forgot to get the newest version. So there is more stuff into it now to include bosses. Oh, wait, hang on. Wait a second. Is it there? Oh, it is that. Yes. All right, here you go. You are not prepared. Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to see the most amazing thing in the world. Check this shiznit out. Look at this, dude. You got Sir Winston over here, man. All right, so trying to remember the dude's name. Questionably insane. I don't remember. He like modeled the stuff for all the characters and minions and everything within the game itself. He modeled them all, and then Shadowblight, you know, put everything together and worked with the Tabletop Simulator community to make all this work and make all this happen. Here you've got Bianca when she was Bianca or Ball and Chain before they named her Bianca. So there she is in all of her, you know, glory. Put this up to 90 degrees. Check this out. Check this out. You know what this is? This is Blood Spike. Yes, my favorite, dude. Check this out, man. Oh my god. All right, cool. Okay. So, and then this is Midnight. Yeah, nobody really cares. You know, only hardcore players played Midnight. All right, then you got minions. You got the soldier, the crossbow, the satyr. These are the order minions. So this is the Unchained, and then you fight against the order minions. It's going to be mixed matchable. You can play with whatever, however. Dwarf, shaman, bear, and giant. All right, cool. Oh, I better start recording this. Whoops, I forgot to start recording this. Okay, but anyways, we just went over the 4 heroes: Midnight, Sir Winston, Ball and Chain, and Bloodspike. And I know what you're going to say. I know what you're saying. You're thinking this already in your mind. Are there any more heroes? And yes, there are a lot more heroes. So I own this board game. I own all parts of the board game itself. There are the Order heroes or the Unchained heroes, and this is only 4 of the Unchained heroes. There came out with a hero pack, and like a boss pack and minion packs and stuff. So they added stuff to the game. Now, the Orcs Must Die board game was a Kickstarter campaign, and the game itself was made by Peterson Games with association with Riot Entertainment. Robot Entertainment. Associated with Robot Entertainment, and they made this game as a Kickstarter campaign to Orcs Must Die Unchained. So if you paid into that, and you guys, like, the highest tier, you guys can look it up on Kickstarter, but I think the highest tier gave you some Cthulhu stuff as well, which is a pretty fun game. Okay, cool. So basically the way this works is you got your hero, right? Let's say we pick Midnight. We got our map set up. So we got like a rift, like a room, another room, another room. Let's go ahead and these all lock into place. Another one of those things. Shadowblight kind of coded all that. So let's just pretend that this is our map, right? And here's our hero, Midnight. We get to start wherever we want. Starting here in the rift. You got your character sheet here with your abilities. I think Blood Spike is one of the coolest. You could technically copy this and everybody could play the same character. So you could have like 4 Blood Spikes. Is it overpowered? I don't know. But you know, you can do whatever you want because it's a board game, right? So the whoever runs the board game rules. All right, so you got a weapon that you can choose. Well, I guess I should say this first. This is probably the first thing that you need to know is that there's 3 difficulties. So you have, or 3 tiers, I guess. So you have white, green, and blue. In the white tier, whenever you are on difficulty white, then the traps you get are white, the gear you get are white, and the weapon you get are white. So you have 3 tiers of weapon. You can't buy the white if you're on, or you can't buy the green if you're on the white tier. You can't buy the blue if you're on the green tier, kind of thing. So, but in order to upgrade your weapon, if you're on the blue tier, you have to purchase white, then green, then blue for your weapon. This game is essentially a dice rolling game, probability aspects of it. You know, it's not really that complicated as of a game, but there's quite a bit of rules to it. You know, it's pretty good. So you have enemies here. They have vulnerabilities. Your hero also has vulnerabilities, and what that means is it requires this dice to be rolled in order for damage to be received, whether it be by the enemy to you or you to the enemy. You also have move speed, and you have an ultimate so that you can use. Once you use it, it goes on cooldown, and the only way to get it off cooldown is to spend skulls, which you use to purchase traps and gear. So traps could look like this. Let's go ahead and place them out here. Let's flip them all over real quick. Throw some gear down. Flip those over real quick as well. Oh, somebody has... Oh, yeah. This cursed ring, for whatever reason, for me, it says it has no ID, but I think it works for... you know, for Shadow Blight. Anyways, this is what the traps look like. So the cost is on the top right, and then the difficulty tier of the trap is on the top left. And so you're going to spend, you know, skulls on this. Obviously, this is 0, this is 0, which means that you can just throw this on the field if it's your turn, or if it's during your upkeep, you throw this on the field, throw this on the field. When an enemy takes damage from these traps, they go away because they are discarded. So you would just delete those. Delete and delete. Okay, cool. There's this option here to lock the tiles. That way you don't accidentally click and drag the floor tiles or delete them, which is nice. And then at the next upkeep, you just replenish the shot, and you just keep going. Everybody starts out with 1 skull. There's 1 skull in the community pool as well that you can use to purchase traps. So whoever's a Rift Lord, there's a Rift Lord token here. This gets passed around every upkeep. And this Rift Lord token, if you have it, you make all the decisions, who the enemies attack, and that's sort of like who the minions attack. You basically get to make decisions when there are decisions to be made if you have the Rift Lord token. That passes around every upkeep. There are 3 upkeeps per difficulty because you have 3 waves. So at the beginning of wave 1 is an upkeep, 2, 3 are upkeeps. And then you go to the next difficulty, wave 1, 2, and 3. Next difficulty, wave 1, 2, and 3. All right. If you play with bosses are over here. You can spawn them. Some of the bosses will come out at the beginning of the, or after the last wave on the 3rd level is this guy. This is the first wave of the 3rd level, and they have their difficulties as well. So yeah, green is going to be in the 2nd tier difficulty, so he comes out in the first wave of the 3rd level, and blue is the last tier of difficulty here. So you have some of the enemies are also bosses as well. You have Black Paw as a boss, you have Ball and Chain as a boss, Tundra as a boss, and that sort of thing. And they all have their difficulties. And you got these hell bosses. I never played with the hell boss, so I'm not exactly sure what it does. But yeah, it's a thing, so that's cool. All right, let's see what else. So we can go. So with this, we would spawn armies. So for the first difficulty, normally you only have 1 army card spawning. So you would do this, and you just click and drag them over to wherever they start. So let's say that this is start number 1, 2 is Tiki Lights, and 3 is Stone Halls. So you'd have 1 bear and 2 soldiers, right? You can click and drag the soldiers around and move them as they need to move. And so this is going to be for the first difficulty, and so that card, you know, gets used. And this is a 2-player. You can choose up to 4 players, so I'll switch it over to 4. We'll spawn. We'll have 3 bears and 3 soldiers. Click and drag all of those guys over there as well, and those guys will be here. There's going to be more information about this from the creator who made all this, with like what to do and how to actually you know, group everything up together. So that's going to be your second, but of course some of those are already going to be moved in. So let's go ahead and move these guys in. They only move 1 tile per enemy. So we're going to go ahead and discard that. I'm going to switch another deck up. So this is going to be the end of essentially the first difficulty here. So we got 3 crossbowmen and 3 satyrs. Satyrs move, they move 1 tile for right now, but once they've moved 2 tiles, they're going to start spawning in the next tile over. And you get your 3 crossbowmen, 3 satyrs, 5 soldiers, 4 bears. And so this is going to be the first difficulty. And then after the first difficulty is completed, then you'll start the second difficulty, which will include an extra card. And then once you get to the final difficulty, you'll have 3 cards spawning all at once, and you'll have these guys spawning in their respective spawn locations. So you can have right here, you can have one spawning here, one spawning here, and they all move in towards the rift. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and get rid of those guys. And let's get rid of those guys. And then as you increase in difficulty, these cards will disappear. So you disappear the decks. And what you do is you just right click on this and you click on clone. You'll clone that deck there. And then you'll clone this deck as well. And then you'll just grab this and you'll replenish the traps at the beginning of the second difficulty. You replenish the traps with the upgraded, and same with the gear. And so now you got the upgraded stuff. And then if you have something from this, you know, here, like for example, if you have this stack box in the rec room, and you want to purchase, well, but you can only have 2 traps. So that's a support trap, and that is another trap there, right? Yeah, okay, so let's say this is your setup right now. You have this support trap here in the middle. Just kidding, it's not. Is it not? I thought it was. Okay. Never mind. All right. So you'd have the spring trap and you have the snack box. So they're both in here as you're fighting, and it becomes the next tier of difficulty, and you want one of these traps in here. Well, you got to delete one of these because you can only have 2 in there at once, and that's only if you're on 4 players. If you're on 2 or 3 players, you're going to have 1 trap in the room at once, but you basically have to remove 1 to add 1 if you're already at your max. Okay, next thing is minion cards. So minions do a white die roll, except for these guys could do red, blue, or purple. We'll go over the dice in a bit, but they do have their vulnerability here. This dwarf shaman, if an enemy is on the same tile, requires an additional sword plus whatever their vulnerability is to kill them. When you kill a regular guy, you get 1 skull. When you kill the big guys, you get 3 skulls. That sort of thing. So there's that. Okay, cool. Here's your maps. They have maps for you already. Of course, you can make your own at the very end. There's like a thing to make your own, but essentially they show you what to do there. Okay, then we got the rules. They show you kind of everything here, minions, cards, all that good stuff. Game setup. So yeah, this is your rift points. That starts at 10, goes down to 0. Once it gets to 0, you lose. You can customizably start wherever you want, but I mean, it says 4, 3, and 2 players here. All right, let's see what's next. So yeah, we went over the Rift Lord, we went over the choose and place heroes. Yeah, game mode, difficulty, sure, game level, how to play. All right, so you start with the hero upgrade phase, which is your upkeep, basically. Minion phase, hero action phase, and your upkeep is separate, whatever. Hero upgrade phase, you boost the Rift Skull points. So whoever the Rift Lord is can throw all of their earned skulls into the Skull Rift pool. So that would be up here. So grab a skull, and we'll put that right here. So anybody during their purchasing phase can use a skull from the Rift pool. And then you also start with one of your own. So that's how the game starts. But the only person that can put into the Rift pool is the Rift Lord. To heal, you can heal if you're at the Rift during the upgrade phase. You revitalize, which means you can discard 3 skulls per player on your team from the Rift Skull pool. And you can revitalize the team, which flips your ultimate token face up, and this is how you get your ultimate back. If you use it, you flip it back face up, and you also heal a Rift point. That's when you also upgrade your weapon, and you purchase gear, and you place traps and support traps. So this is your action, basically your building phase, or your go break, if you want to call it that. Support traps can be placed inside. That's why I thought this, for whatever reason, the flip trap was support, but apparently not. And it also shows traps inside of the lava pit and inside of the rift room. Technically, can't do that unless you choose to do it. But in the rulebooks, it also states that you cannot do that. So that's why you see trap limit here is 0 for all of that. Okay, next. Minion movement, they all move in. Some maps will have like splits, or some map tiles will have splits, and they'll tell you what to do with that. The minion phase, all right, it's up here. So enemies already on the map move from their current. So they'll move in, then the next wave enters, then the trap fires, which means, theoretically, if you had, you know, if you had a soldier here, for example, and you were allowing traps inside the rift room, he'd move in here, new enemies would spawn, traps would fire, and then he would enter the rift. So technically you could get away with putting traps in the rift room if your game master wants to play that way, which I do. Okay. And then there's also a bit of a discrepancy. If you look up the game and Peterson himself and a couple of other people playing the game in its conceptualizing, they made it to where you had to be in the rift room in order to purchase traps. However, that's not the case. In order to purchase traps for a room, you have to be in the room itself. So if you want to put a trap in Tiki Lights, you have to be in Tiki Lights to place the trap, I should say. Let's see what else we got. So new wave enters the map, traps fire, minions enter the rift, minions attack. So with this, it says up here that you can swap out enemies for other enemies. That's if you run out of miniatures, which we'll never do because this is an online, or this is a computer game. So we'll never do that. And minions attack. So the minions attack in groups, right? So we had, as you saw, we had like a group of like soldiers and bears and stuff. So whenever the enemies attack, let's bring this guy up here and we're just gonna copy him and paste. So let's say we have this guy and we have a couple of crossbowmen. Let's say that Midnight is in this room and Bloodspike is in this room. Okay, so you have two different groups of people, soldiers and crossbowmen. Range units can attack in an adjacent square. So right now, who's in threat is Bloodspike and Midnight from soldiers and crossbows. If Sir Winston here, who is the Rift Lord, if he wants to have Bloodspike tank all the damage, he'll say both groups attack Bloodspike. Or he can say soldiers attack Midnight, crossbowmen attack Bloodspike. So whoever the Rift Lord is gets to decide how the enemies are split up. But the enemies always attack in groups. So all three of these guys will attack together, and then all three of these guys will attack together. Meaning it's a good idea to like get rid of individual units to make the groups smaller. That way you have less dice to be rolled overall and less probability of getting hit, especially if you have a vulnerability of 2, which Bloodspike has a vulnerability of 2 against greater minions and bosses. Instead of vulnerability of 1 sword, he has 2. But sword is the most common dice to be rolled versus any of the other ones like brain or speed. Okay. However, having both brain and speed as a vulnerability, or brain or speed, just kind of means you're about on the same playing field as probability of being hit. So, all right. So then stun minions stand back up. So the hero action phase, when they stun a minion, they stay. They can't move and they can't attack until the next turn. And that's another thing that if a trap fires on an enemy, the Rift Lord gets to decide, or if it has a room of enemies, the Rift Lord gets to decide which enemy gets affected by the trap. If there's more than one. So they could decide whether or not to do a stun one. Okay, so you have your attack and move. You can do one or the other. You can do both, but you can do them in any order. So you can move and attack or attack and move. You cannot move, attack, move. You can recover from stun after that. Special actions, special tiles allow you to do things. For example, your Lava Lake. Lava Lake states that if let's see, Midnight's here and Soldier's here. If Midnight wants to insta-kill the Soldier without having to dice roll and have the probability, Midnight can cost 1 health and insta-kill the Soldier down there. And then you'll need 2 heroes for one of the bigger guys. And you'll have 1 health each, killing a big guy. So a big guy's technically worth 2 health, like the bear here. So you'd have to expend 1 health for Bloodspike, 1 health for Midnight, bear insta-dies on Lava Lake. And that's when that happens, because it's also part of your attack phase, right? For your special actions, though, you can move, attack, and special action. So you can use your ultimate ability as well as attack and move. Cool. And then you have your upkeep phase. This happens every turn. Like I said, every level. I guess it technically happens at the end of the level, not at the beginning. So you'll start wave 1 without 1, and then you'll have it at the end of wave 3. So the upkeep phase is level preparation. Only if it's time for a new level to start. It calls it a level and what it means is a difficulty. So you'd prep for the next difficulty, if it is to start for the next one, which is to repair the shop with the new tier of traps and gear, and to actually, yeah, that's all you would do. Yeah, okay. Oh, and they get the army spawn into the additional spawn points. Okay, then you have the Courage Skulls, which is only in a rival game. I've never played Rivalry, so I don't know much about it. You have Resurrection, where your heroes come back. This comes back at the end of every round, so if you're in round 1 or wave 1 and level 1, if you're in wave 1, level 1, your guy dies. First of all, you take 3 rift points, and second of all, when your guy dies, you can chill over here until the end of the wave, or until the end of the wave, and then at the upkeep, you come back. Okay. You have restock Rift Display Shop, like I mentioned earlier. During the upkeep, this will restock. So every wave that you only have a total of 10 items that you can do, plus your weapon to purchase as well. Weapons are pretty powerful, so I would recommend it. Oh yeah, and you also pass your Rift Lord token at the end of the wave, before the next one. All right, and then let's talk about the dice real quick. So let me grab this dice bag. So in this dice bag, we have several different colors of dice. We have red, purple, yellow, blue, green, and white. So the white dice, as you can see here, has 2 swords, a shield, brain, 2 blanks. This is your normal dice that you would roll. Your most likely dice that you would roll. And sword is more probability than either of the other 2. But if you combine the 2 like we have on Midnight, technically it's the same probability. For this is where being the Rift Lord comes in handy of being able to choose what groups attack what. As I showed earlier in this minion card, the Shaman rolls red, which is a very high probability of sword. So you'd actually want the Shaman to attack someone like Midnight versus someone like Bloodspike, who would take more damage, who would be more likely to take damage from him. Bear has a white, or has a blue, and then Giant has a purple. The blue is a stun. The purple is brain, and then the yellow is, of course, speed. And then the green is either heal or you get skulls if you roll the green. You roll this in the rift every turn during the heal portion of it. So you would roll this, and then you, of course, roll those as well. Now, like I said, enemies do attack in groups, and so for these 3 crossbowmen, for example, let's say they attack Bloodspike as Bloodspike is in their square. They would actually roll this at difficulty 1. So I'm going to go ahead and roll that. So all 3 of them would roll this. You get 1 sword, means Bloodspike took 1 damage. And then if they roll this, Bloodspike takes no damage. If you roll 2 of the same, or if you have a ×2, like here we see that, it counts as a wild, so it can count as whatever you want. Of whatever one, any of these other ones are. The wild is the lightning bolt, so the wild, you can also roll that as well. And it says all that stuff here. The stunning a unit, or score a wild against an already stunned victim. So if you attack an enemy with a stun, and they're stunned already, then it counts as a wild, so you can do the damage. All right, stun results. Stun are special. For each stun rolled, you can stun 1 enemy of your choice. Lay a stunned enemy on its side. Stun minion will recover during the stun recovery segment of his turn. Stunned hero recovers on his own turn, but gives up either attack or move. Okay, so that's that. And that's kind of the important one. I'm pretty sure the stun doesn't do the damage itself, because you don't have, it doesn't. You don't have the vulnerability for it, but it will stun you. So the bears can, if they roll the stun, they can also do damage to you as well. So yeah. Okay. Healing dice, you have hero minion. So lower the rift by 3 health if the hero dies. And then there you go. Traps. Cool. And that's basically all there is to it, dudes. Basically all there is to it. There's some boss stuff that I'm going to need to read up on, because I've never played with bosses before. Or rivalry. Rivalry will be a thing in the future. Basically what it is you would take this, and then you would like duplicate this next to it. And then you would have, I believe you would go through the rift to go into the other person's map. And then you would attack the other person. You couldn't do damage to the rift, but you can attack the other heroes. And then you go back into your rift to heal, and then back to fight and defend from the north side. So it's essentially opening another side, but the people only target you. There's one exception to most of this, is the lion. The lion will not go into the rift. He will just track the players down and fight the players only. So yeah, there you guys go. There's essentially the game in and of itself. It's not too bad. Trapsburg is one of the best tiles to get. It makes the game pretty easy. Well, not like super easy, but at the start of each level, you draw traps from the deck and place 2, and the level would be the difficulty. And so you would just like, for example, you grab like this, the boom barrel, and another boom barrel, and you get it for free at the beginning of the level. And then once one of these is expended, they are replaced. Players cannot purchase traps for this, but they do get sent there. So, oh, I guess I should say support traps go in between, so they don't count. You can only have one support trap in between tiles, but they don't count as part of the tile maximum trap cap itself. Cool. All right. All right. That being said, I'll make another update video for the channel itself, so you guys can, or so I can kind of cover my idea behind when we're going to be playing this game, where that's going to fall inside the schedule. It is completely playable as of right now. You can, like, well, it's not like made available yet, but it will be soon for you guys. But technically you can play this as is. All the rules are there, all the mechanics are there, everything is there for this game to be played. It's very, very soon for you guys to be able to play this, and play your favorite heroes like Bloodspike. I mean, look at this guy. Just look at this. Against greater minions and bosses, your vulnerability is 2. And then before you attack, also kill lesser minions in your tile equal to the current level. If you imagine being at level 3 and having 4 blood spikes, and you just walk into a room and you kill 12 enemies at once, just using your ultimate. And you know what that means is, because the ultimate costs 3 per, as long as you're killing 3 with your ultimate, you're making the money back as is, with the level 3 difficulty. And so you could essentially spam your ultimate if you have 4 blood spikes in a room, as long as there's enough enemies to do it. Then you'd kill them all. So, yeah, that could be kind of ridiculous. Let's take a look at Ball and Chain so you guys get an idea on that. As an action, refresh your ultimate by taking 2 damage. Pretty neat. Go down by 2, and this comes back, so that's kind of neat. Pick up 1 lesser minion in your tile and place it on your sheet as geared, adds its attack to yours, which is neat. Also, you may choose to apply incoming damage to it if this will kill it. You can only have 1 minion at a time. Cool. So you could take a soldier, a crossbow, a satyr, or a lion that vulnerability of 3 swords. And if 3 swords are rolled, instead of you taking those 3 swords, the lion takes 3 swords and dies. Also, it'll do 2 white damage, or any of these guys are 2 whites. So you'll add that to your attack, which is kind of cool. The weapons are pretty neat as well. So this one is just dice roll, but some of the weapons include the icons of other damage types. Traps do that the same. You know, they'll do other damage types, or they'll do healing. All right, let's take a look at Sir Winston real quick. Sir Winston, he's got this the sword. He gets a green die, which I believe will heal himself, not the enemy. But that's kind of cool. The green die allows you to get skulls for free, essentially. When you attack, you may change one blank result to a brain, which is pretty nice, because if you roll a regular brain and you need a wild, turn a blank into a brain, and there you go. And then your ultimate, at the start of the minion phase, choose 1 minion type. They do not move. They still attack, which is pretty sweet. And minion type is soldier, crossbowman, satyr. So if you have a bunch of one kind of minion on the board, then you can use your ultimate and keep them there. Of course, you know, ultimates aren't the easiest thing to get back, but it's possible. And lastly, last but not least, Midnight. And this is for right now. I mean, there's plenty of other heroes that are actually in the game. As an action, spend 1 health to pick up your figure off the map and place it here. Return it to any tile in Upkeep. It's essentially saving yourself from death. Maybe not one of the better ones, but you know, okay. You essentially teleport when you use your ability, and you just go back somewhere else. So I don't know. That's not one of my favorite. Of course, I like offensive stuff a lot. So maybe it's more tactical, and people would find a use for it. Your ultimate, after you attack, double the value of each icon rolled, which is sweet after you attack. So if you don't get a good roll, then you don't have to worry about it. But if you get a sweet roll, bruh, and each blank becomes a sword, bruh, you already roll white. So you have like a 4 of 6 chance with the last tier of the weapon to be swords. 4 out of 6 chance for each one of those dice to be that, and then you could double it. You're gonna kill everything that has a vulnerability of sword, 100%, which is giants. Basically, you're a giant killer. Not so much with the bear or the door shaman, but definitely a giant killer for sure. Of course, you could use it for the bear because then you could have your 2 swords be a wild. So yeah, I guess you're a bear giant killer at that point. But anyways, cool. So that is the video. And for everybody still watching on stream, I appreciate you guys stopping by. But that's what we're going to do today. We're going to play some more Orcs Must Die 3 tomorrow. And I will upload this video for the just kind of going over the rules and how the game plays. Yeah. Can't wait to play it. This is, man, when I thought about buying the Orcs Must Die board game, I did. And I thought to myself, it would be great if there's a way to port this in somehow online so other people can play it like together. Because I know people miss Unchained, and this is pretty fun. Played with my family and everything as well. So now that it's an actual thing, it's super sweet. Oh, I forgot. On Tabletop Simulator, if you don't know, you can flick things. or even better, check this out. It's gonna make soon. All right, maybe I should do it with the bear. Where'd the bear go? All right, I'll do it with the giant. I'll do it with the giant. I'm trying to stack them. I guess they're not stacking very well. It's raining giants. All right. Anyways, you can flick them around. Anyways, this game's pretty fun. I got to admit. All right, cool. And as always, with tabletop sim, you must flip the table. Ah, yes, that's right. See you later. I don't. Oh, I flipped it. Oh, the entire thing's a table. Oh, that's neat. I didn't even realize. Strength check pass. Cool. Cool. All right, cool. Anyways, what the fuck is that? That's what I'm saying, man. So it looks like the table that we're playing on is actually a table within a table. Pretty neat. Just rewind it like there. Yes. Cool. So when this is available to play and everything, I'll come up with an update on that, and I'll definitely be hosting. And I'm thinking we're gonna host on Sundays because that's kind of a good day for a lot of people to be able to play games like this. I don't know how long it takes. I think I played it with I played with my family, and I think it took us like it might have been 4 hours. It was a 4-player thing, and we were kind of new to it as well. So yeah, I'll host it and I'll have 4 people play it, so I won't play it with you. And I think it's a little bit better that way in order to draw a narrative, have a little bit better of like a storyline sort of thing, explanation, answering questions about rules and that sort of stuff, and just kind of facilitating the pace of the game. And I think it's better to have somebody kind of play a game master in this. That way it doesn't stagnate as much. And that way you don't have whoever has a Rift Lord token trying to make decisions while also trying to, make sure that everything is happening, the upkeep is happening, the traps are reset, that sort of thing. So I'm interested in looking more into it. Nice, dude. Nice. Well, hey, this will be, I'm sure it'll be ready soon. And I don't know how soon it is. I'm not trying to pressure, Shadow Blight, who really put all the pieces together and made this a reality, to release it anytime soon. But from what I can tell, it's pretty solid. I was testing bugs with it earlier this week, and those have all gotten worked out for the most part. So no issues here. They're pretty great. Anyways, guys, as always, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow, stream both YouTube and Twitch, and I will catch you. I'll catch you guys on the flip side, dudes. All right. Man, I can't wait. Who would have thought? Anyways, I'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow.